Hey guys, it's Paige with Not Your Grandmother's Garden. So I'm here today. I've got some exterior lights. One of my clients, she's recently just widowed and she goes out of town a lot and she has no lights around her house. And so that's the number two thing you can do to deter any kind of burglary or break-in. Number one, obviously being security cameras. And then number three, a Ring doorbell, according to ADT. So I've got all of this for under $200. And this is going to go in all different places around her house. The thing is, they're all from Harbor Freight, and Harbor Freight stuff sometimes is kind of known for being cheap. However, if you know how to navigate things right, like with their lights, you can really get a lot of bang for your buck. So the trick with some of these is, well, actually with all of them, is they use cheaper batteries, and a lot of people don't realize that you can replace your solar batteries. They think their solar lights out. Really, it just needs a new battery about 90% of the time, at least 90% of my time. So then you can just unscrew it and then switch out the batteries to a better battery. That's one way. Another way too is to seal the back of the casing. So where you would put batteries in and out, once I open these up, I can go into it more, but just the back of them where there's little seams in the plastic, and just put some tape over it, and that keeps any water from possibly getting into it, even though it's not supposed to, but it eventually does. So that's another great way to keep your lights, solar lights going. And another way is also a little trick is to add clear nail polish to the top of the panels and keep them clean. If they get real dirty on the top, obviously they're not going to be able to pull rays. So you got to wipe them off from time to time, but putting clear nail polish over the tops will just help keep the panels better longer. So this is what I've got now. I've got some solar spotlights for the trees in the back, and then I've got motion light, and then some little dragon lights, some deck lighting and whatnot. So I'm gonna go set these up, and then I'll give you a little tour when I'm done. Hey guys, it's Paige. I just wanted to do a little follow-up with the solar lights from Harbor Freight. Definitely some mixed feelings with them. The ones in the front weren't bright enough and just didn't look good because she's got a kind of a different style house to scale. So I ended up getting these, she calls them the spider lights, because they give off a really neat effect, and it needed some volume, especially during the winter when everything's gone. Or, you know, not as much foliage. So originally I had those lights in the back, you can see, and now I just have used them as kind of spotlights on the house. And I still want to get another one for the crepe myrtle right here as a big spotlight to cast shadow off on the house, and maybe do another one on that bush and the grass as well. And then over here we've got for her address sign a little up light, and then put the motion light over by her trash, which works really well. Oh, there we go. And then over here, and these spider lights, they were on Amazon. They're very inexpensive. I was quite impressed. And then over here, got more spider lights, and then transitioning from these kind of the brighter whites down, I did some color lights over here, and then down here they only had the soft whites, which is more of like a yellow, and I just don't like how it looks, especially with the bright whites up there. So but you can see the shadow, or not the shadow, the light that it gives off. Got one right there, and it was also a fairly cloudy day today, so they didn't get too much light. And then this is the motion sensor light, the security one. Whoa, that works well. And then the dragonfly lights up there. So overall, give it about a 6. But I'll show you one really cool thing about the new lights that we got up. So what makes these spider lights really great is most of the time your solar lights will go out because the housing will get water in it. However, with these, hold on. So you twist it off. Generally, the battery is underneath the panel. However, in this case,
this is the whole housing together, and then your battery is right here. So it is so easy to switch out your battery when your lights go out, because most of the time that's all it needs, but it's so hard for people to get to that they just throw them out. So yeah, these should last a really long time. And then you just twist it right back on with the battery, and it doesn't need to be any special kind of battery. And if you don't have new batteries, then all you do is you just take a barbecue prong, something metal, and clamp it with a good battery to the old battery, and it will recharge it. It'll recharge any battery that way. It doesn't have to be a renewable one. That's just how it works, and they just sell you renewable ones to make more money, but you can do it with all of them. And another tip to make your panels last longer is put clear nail polish over them. So that will preserve the panel.